Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM21 Builder Nation story from Bangor City with me, Daniel. It's part 61 today and we are back for our Europa Conference first knockout round first leg. We've got AIK, the Swedish side. We had a horror show against another side in their league earlier in the season, that in Champions League qualifying, so we'll be hoping that history doesn't repeat itself. But we've got a title race in Wales for the first time in a long time, albeit we've just about come out on top now. And we've also got some cup events to look back on and look forward to. So if you're looking forward to all of that, as well as the transfer window roundup, some unique events from the Welsh League there too, please do put a thumbs up on the video, subscribe down below for daily FM21 content, and of course you can catch up with all the playlists and the podcast channel up over in the eye above. But let's talk about, before we get into today's games, about our fixtures and about the transfer window. We'll start with transfers, because for us, it was a pretty smooth January, one in, one out in terms of the first team effectively. So the man who left the club due to a big offer late on deadline day was Dexter Harness. So by the standard of our league, 40 grand is a big offer, but more importantly, for one of our young backups, it was a 50% sell-on clause and agreed to arrange a friendly. So that's going to be worth hundreds of thousands to us eventually. He's there at the moment, he's a fringe player at Barnsley, not going to play a huge amount, but for us he was a good servant, so we remember him fondly, but the last sort of 12 months, he's not really been great. So he does leave the club, we may see him later down the line, who knows, and coming in to replace him the day after, unfortunately too late to be registered for Europe, is Tyrese Palmer. So he comes on a free agent deal, had been at Notts County prior to that. He's 2.5 star ability, 3 star potential, the same wage but without the 40 grand expense. In fact, he's actually on 75 quid a week less. So I'm really pleased with that deal. I'm pleased that he's going to be a good backup in both of the forward positions we use. And I'm hoping longer term, that will mean something positive for us. So fingers crossed, he'll be able to be a good servant and at the very least a good backup. Don't forget, we've got that good youth intake that we're expecting in just a month or so's time. So the transfer window wasn't particularly busy, not for us. If we go and have a look at our results though, it's obviously been a big pile, but it's not been too bad. So you're with me for Rio Ave and Barry Town United last time. Since then, TNS United away in the league, a 1-1 draw. We just couldn't beat them. We lost the home game, we drew away. That was despite playing against 10 men for half an hour. They managed to come back into it. Joe Duffy got our goal though, so we didn't fall to defeat there. A 2-0 win against Connors Quay, Max Dean with a brace, and then a 4-0 win against Llanelli Town, followed by an 11-0 win against Llanelli Town. 2 brilliant performances, an early red card helped us there. A 2-1 win against Carmarthen in a League Cup semi-final, Duffy and Dean with 1 apiece. 2-0 at home to Colwyn Bay, Cottrell and Kennell with the goals. And then the eventful bit started. For the first time we skipped the League Cup final, because it's basically irrelevant to us now, and it just means we waste an episode mid-season. And then the one time I do that, from 1-0 up after 15 minutes and looking comfortable with Paul Glatzel's early goal, Billy Vigard turned the screw and TNS beat us again. So TNS win the first trophy of the season in Wales. And although I was disappointed with the performance on the day, are we finally seeing a Welsh side over a season that can compete slightly with us? They've beaten us, they've drawn against us in the league, and they've beaten us in the cup final. You can see they then beat us again in the league, a 1-0 defeat thanks to Ollie Ewing this time. And at that point, the gap in the title race was 6 points. Of course, unfortunately, TNS lost to Barry Town United recently and we've won our games, which has levelled it back out. But the fact they're only 9 points behind us and they're picking up well over 2 points a game suggests that they are finally the professional competition we needed. We've now just got to make sure that they hang on to all of their stars. Against Rill in the Welsh Cup in between, we did win 5-1. Dexter Harness got his final heyday, a hat-trick for him in that one, and Glatzel and Kennell got 1 apiece. And into February, 5-0 wins against Newtown, a brace for Dean, Brooks, Cottrell and Glatzel, a 4-0 win against Barla, Williams and Badebo with 1 apiece, and Yesden Weaver with 2 from left-back. And then a 3-0 win in the SPFL Trust Trophy against Rafe Reserves in the semi-final. All 8 goals after dominance before it, McDonald, Brooks and Glatzel scored them. So before we go and get into the first leg of that one, let me just show you the transfer window, because it doesn't look particularly exciting if you work over Welsh football here, but I've missed a few things that I hadn't noticed before. So over the month, there wasn't a great deal going on. There were a few more signings for the lower sides on free agent deals, so likes of Tristan Jones to Connors Quay as an example. Good experienced players. Isaac Christie Davis went to Barla, 29-year-old midfielder. David Cornell, the experienced keeper, to Cardiff Met Uni. Brett Parker, a good young centre-half, to Carmarthen. They're all starting to happen now. However, the one that did surprise me is something that doesn't show up here, because they went to an under-19 side. Because Haverfordwest have signed two relatively big money youngsters from the English game, one from Barrow, one from Ebbsfleet, and spent £63,000. If it hadn't have come up as a news item, I wouldn't have noticed. But they haven't got anything financially that suggests they're going to be flying. They're still semi-professional, and they're 7th in the league, so I don't get where it's come from. But we've got to be pleased to see it, just because of the market they're working in. So they signed young Welsh midfielder Josh Lewis from Barrow. My problem is, with the 40 grand, they've basically wasted it, because he's never going to make it. And then Elliot Johnson from Ebbsfleet, again, half a star fullback, not very good. But it seems strange to me that they've got that budget and that they're spending it on those types of players. But I guess I've got to be a little bit more positive and pleased that they're at least scouting in England and taking players from English clubs. So perhaps that's a good sign for the future. But just a little interesting thing I thought I'd show you there before we head into today's two games. We'll play the Barry game off camera in between, because now with TNS's recent defeat, the 9-point gap should be enough at the top. So let's go and get into it. The first leg of the Europa Conference last 32. And this is our first 11 for today's game. It is everyone fully fit. The only difference in recent months is that Williams has taken over from Cannell. He's been in much better form. Dean and Duffy have had injury troubles, but Glatzel has covered pretty well. So what we're going to do, first team today, reserves at the weekend, first team next Thursday. That's the plan. Of course, Palmer, who we bought in January, he is ineligible. So this is the 11 we've gone for. We've got Wickens in goal, McDonald and Weaver the fullbacks. Weaver has already signed on for next season on loan. Badebo and Alzabad at centre-half. Woods, Williams, Brooks and Cottrell, the midfield 4 diamond. And Dean and Duffy together up front, and hopefully add into their 30 goals apiece. Into the game we go, another big test via opposition in Sweden. They've got loads of quality young attacking players, and we're going to have to be at our very best to stop them winning. It's going to be a very difficult game. Apparently we're favourites, and I don't really understand why. We're very level in terms of quality. I guess it's just because possibly on recent European performances, we've done more in the competition. But they're going all out here. They've left a front three up top, and they've got a weaker midfield. So the diamond might be able to get in here. The wing-backs might be able to push on, but we're going to get left behind a few times. So I really hope this doesn't come back to harm us, because they've really gone for it here. As Sundin goes long downfield, we can't miss those headers too often, but we do win the second ball. Cottrell flicks on for Williams, and this is where it works. They commit so many forwards, and Joe Duffy, one-on-one with a keeper, cool as a cucumber, lays it across to Dean, and he runs onto it to tap into the empty net. 7 minutes gone, we were one flick on away from being one-on-one in our end, but instead we lead 1-0. And we've got a throw on the left with Weaver. In towards the box, is headed away. Weaver's there again though, second time lucky to Woods. Weaver's running off him, goes back to Brooks, through ball to Dean, down to Duffy. Has he returned the favour? He had, but it's a good save by the keeper. Tips it wide for a corner kick, and it remains 1-0 despite a second clear-cut chance. As Williams puts the in-swinger in, Akelvist heads away, and Lekovic staying up from that corner. We know the quality he's got. We've got to close him down, and Woods does absolutely the right thing. Fouls him, little nudge, not enough to get a yellow. And Bangor City still lead 1-0. As we've got a throw-in on the left from Weaver, just inside the opposition half. Duffy flicks on for Cottrell. Oh, it's overhit. Woods has lost out to Selma, and now it's the 3-on-2. We've been done in behind. Lekovic is in, and it's 1-1. It's always the risk. They can get in behind. And when you play poor square passes like that, you have to risk your place in Europe. I think we're showing this season we're not the finished article on the big stage. We had that one brilliant year where we got to the quarters, and since then it's been very difficult. As McDonald gets down the right hand side, into the box, back to Williams. Nice 1-2, back to Woods 30 yards out and wide to Weaver. Can he create something here? Gets it across to McDonald, the right wing back. Lots of time on the ball, but the shape's good from the 7 that are defending for AIK. And Woods is being forced sideways every time. Weaver plays a brilliant ball though, gets Joe Duffy in, and is shot straight at the keeper. 17 minutes gone, it's been intriguing, it's been end to end, but it's 1-1, and AIK will be happy with the away goal. And we've got a corner kick with Williams. Can we get the lead back on the night? We absolutely can. Ian Brooks with a bullet header. It's straight at the keeper, who just can't get enough behind it. It was that strong from that closer range that it gives Bangor City the lead again. 2-1 with 25 gone, and hopefully we can start to get on top now. Just 7 minutes to go to half-time. A little bit of a breather in terms of highlights. Williams brought down there by the challenge, but the ball falls to McDonald. It's a very good advantage from the referee. Back to Williams again. Beautiful ball into Duffy. And it's 3-1. That is a crucial time to get the goal. There was just a bit of a lull in the game, and now we're taking ascendancy of the tie. But they've gone straight back down the other end. They are not deterred, the Swedes. Here's the Australian Guargis. Out to Thalander, the left back. Oh, McDonald's missed the plain header. And I don't know where Badebo was. Caught in no man's land. Lekovic scores again. 3-2, an easy finish from 6 yards. And here they come again. Woods hacks it clear. This is a wonderful game of football. Two sides that are very good going forward. And Dean's got himself in again here. All the way 1-on-1. Hits the post, hits the keeper. And out for a corner kick. What a tie of football. I know this isn't great for us defensively, but we've got to enjoy the occasion. It's been brilliant to watch. As Max Dean picks it up 40 yards out on the left. Tries to take on the fullback. And it's a clear foul by Akelvis there. And we managed to get the free kick. Half time is 3-2 to Bangor City. But those away goals have got to be a concern. Perhaps they won't go as blasé at home. But the last thing we want to do is give them more. The lads are inspired though. We're doing well. We've just got to get on top as Varley puts a free kick in early in the second half. Alzabad clears, and this is always the risk with AIK. Yes, they're throwing men forward, but they're leaving 3-on-3 every time. Ben Cottrell into the box, beats the challenge, and his finish is poor. We've had 2 or 3 great chances like that, and really it should have been 5 or 6, as Williams will take the outswinger. Into the front post, nobody's there. It's back out to him from the clearance. Can the second one be better? Back to the edge to Brooks. The volley hits the defender. Out to Woods. He's got a man over on the left. Goes alone. Eventually goes back to Badebo, who was making his way back from the corner. And it just sort of peters out. In terms of expected goals, we've been dominant. But we've given away 2 really silly chances. And it might be a third here from Pettersson's cross. Alzabad heads away. Guargis picks it up. Thalander's beaten to it by McDonald though. Dean flicks down for Williams. We've got a 3-on-2. Duffy's got himself in behind. He's 1-on-1. Has to score. And he's somehow dragged it wide again. How many of these are we going to miss? Because it's going to end up costing us the tie. As the long ball forward finds second, it's a 3-on-3 at both ends every single time. It is end to end. It's basketball style. As Thalander gets it into the back post, that's too easy. But Wickens manages to hold it. A poor chance wasted at either end. And really, it should have been 4-3. As Badebo plays out, it is relentless. What a game of football. I cannot see the second leg being 0-0, which is what we're going to need at this rate. As Pettersson gets it wide, finds Sekan, delivery in, Selma's there. Weaver heads away with McDonald, but it is constant pressure from our Swedish visitors. As Varley picks it up in the middle. Who's he going to find? It is constant attacking threat. He's giving it away. Duffy's going to nick it. There's a 2-on-2 here. Dean's in the middle unmarked. Has to find him. Has to be unselfish. But he's been brought down. Is it going to be a penalty? We're going to VAR to find out. Here goes the referee to the screen. It's a waiting game. It is tension that we can't deal with. It's got to be a penalty after stopping it. It is. I'm a little bit worried about Duffy's fitness there, but he is up to take the penalty. Joe Duffy steps up, sends the keeper the wrong way. 4-2 on the night. What a game of football. I'm sure you can tell from my enjoyment of this. I am absolutely loving this game. 2 teams really going for it and loads of attacking talent on display. As Weaver throws in from the left to Duffy, loses out in the air. Lekovic will get there and he beats the man easily. What a footballer he is. Gets it in, Badebo nicks it. Woods finds Williams. Can we play out now? Alzabad goes long. Dean's going to go up. Down to Cottrell. Through to Duffy. Beats the run again. Offside trap beaten. Joe Duffy scores. And it's 5-2. And just like that, we've turned the tie on its head. Now we've got to stop conceding at the other end and make sure we put this tie to bed tonight. With 20 to go, we're going to make changes. Because they've got 3 up front, we're just going to bring on the fullbacks to fullbacks on defend. Keep them right back and make sure we hold on to this. What we are going to do though is take off Ben Cottrell, who's a little bit tired for Maguire. We're going to bring Glatzel on for Duffy up front because Duffy's just coming back from injury and after his hat-trick he's looking shattered. And then we're going to leave the third sub for a few more minutes. But a really good display so far. And now it's just about keeping things tight defensively. But we're back to play out from the back with Wickens again. Alzabad goes long downfield. Dean down for Williams. There's 3 up there. This time he's found a run of Maguire. Off the bench, fresh legs on the run. But not the finish, not the quality applied. He's out for a throw-in on the left-hand side. But another great chance to make it 6. Brooks has had an average game. We're going to replace him with Cannell. And we're going to regret only scoring 5 here, I fear. As Weaver puts the ball in, headed away as far as Cannell. I don't remember a match with this many highlights, with this constant attacking play, and Woods has given it away again. He's done that twice to date. The first one cost us a goal. Eriksen's shot's blocked though. Alzabad recovers and does brilliantly. The long clearance is intercepted though. Varley's back on halfway to Guargis, up to Eriksen. The 3 strikers making it happen. Back to Philander, the left back. Marauding forward down the wing there. McDonald can't get there. Williams tries to get out. It falls for Varley. Now Eriksen. Lekovic's shot's blocked. What a brilliant attack. How have they not scored? Oh, they have now. Kim Appelvist. What a shot from 25 yards. He's been awful defensively, the centre-half, but steps up and scores an absolute screamer there. Brilliant goal. It's 5-3 on the night. And I can't remember the last game I saw like this. 4 minutes of stoppage time are now being played. And we've got a free kick in the centre circle. A 6th is needed. Cannell flicks it in. Williams brings it down on his chest. And it is an absolutely brilliant finish. Daniel Williams makes it 6-3 to Bangor. And for the away leg, it gives us a better chance. With 3 goals clear on aggregate, but the away goals are lethal. We're going to tell the lads it was a good win because we're playing a good side and we've scored 6 goals. But defensively, still a few concerns. And we'll be back in a moment after Barry Town for a big game in the second leg. Hopefully, it's just as entertaining. Into the second leg we go then. Worth noting, Gothenburg are in trouble after a 0-0 away draw. Our live stream side, Dundee United, 7-1 victors in the first leg of their game. But let's go and get into our tactical meeting because it's a big occasion for us. We've got to try and keep that coefficient building for Welsh football. So it's the same 11 as the last game. We're not going to change anything from that one. Let's hope AIK don't have the same threat again. They might go all out with the 3 up front, and if they do, this could be a very long night. Let's go and get into the second leg. Well, rather worryingly, it looks like the same 11, which would suggest that they're going with the same tactic. We haven't often seen a side play the same team and the same tactic for the home and away leg this season. But let's go and get into the first half, see what it suggests it's going to be, and then we might adapt to match it. AIK, oh it is. There are big problems ahead for us here. So, we're going to have to change the wing-backs to defensive duties. I don't want to go all backs to the wall stuff, but we've got to be a little bit more careful, haven't we? So he's going to be on a defensive duty too. And then let's go and change the instructions to not look for the overlaps, which we're now not. And let's just hope we can keep a good performance in. Early away goals would help, of course, as Duffy gets it to Weaver on the left-hand side from a throw. Back to Ian Brooks, edge of the box, crosses to Dean. And there's the first one, but it's not been awarded. We are going to VAR to check a fractional offside. The referee has got his finger in his ear. He's asking VAR and it's disallowed. It was offside and it remains 0-0 on the night. No dream start. Just over 10 on the clock. We're playing out from the back with Alzabad. In fact, I don't know why they've swapped sides there as Williams picks it up in the middle. Through ball to Dean. He's definitely on this time. Can he finish the chance? Goes wide. Oh, he took too long. Cuts it back. It's Weaver 25 yards out to Woods. Really wasted a great chance there, but can we still make it count? McDonald right side of the box. Beats the fullback. Delivers to Max Dean. And he's at the woodwork this time. The corner kick will be taken from Williams on the right-hand side. Outswinging delivery, right-footed, in towards Woods, who loses out in the air and is cleared as far as Pettersson. Goes as far as McDonald, who starts again, to Alzabad, and it just sort of peters out. It's a really good start on the night for Bangor City, but not good enough overall. And we've got another corner kick with Williams. Into the front post, we lose out again. Vadebo picks it up, to Brooks, to Woods. Keeps possession, but he's going backwards. And we saw him give it away a few times in the first leg. And it could cost us if it happens again. McDonald goes down the right though. Williams still out there from taking the corner. 3 men in the box. McDonald behind him. Goes miles back to Woods. Out to Williams for a third time. Into Max Dean. He's off again. He's put it in the back of the net for the second time. And we're going to VAR yet again. But that one you could see from the eye was offside. So no doubt this will be chalked off. Still 0-0. And we're back again to start from defensive areas. As it's long on to Brooks, flicks on. Cottrell still up, runs off the defender. Ben Cottrell's in. Oh, he went round the keeper and then put it wide of the open goal. What on earth have you done there? As Williams puts the outswinging corner in, Duffy loses out. It's turning into another brilliant first half, but this time it's all Bangor City. And somehow it's still 0-0, as Badebo and Weaver play a 1-2. Over the top to Duffy, the offside flag may go up again, but it's tipped wide of the post. A corner kick is given, and they were absolutely right in commentary. AIK are withstanding heavy pressure, and that has been an astonishing half an hour's play. Amazingly, followed by a dire 15 minutes where we've seen absolutely nothing. So at half time it's 0-0, and we've got to say that's brilliant. As long as we don't lose by 3 goals, we're through here. And they've not looked like scoring once. As Sekan takes the centre kick, we're back out with Philander on the left-hand side. Didn't take long for them to get into their stride here though. Maybe there's just a big hill, and that's why it's so difficult, because Sekan has scored straight from the kick-off. I don't know what's caused that, because we were not threatened once in the first half. But arrogance doesn't take a long time to set in. And the big game problems are creeping back for Bangor City. As Weaver goes long, Max Dean's in. Can he get the equaliser straight away? Lovely little dink over the keeper. And we had no need to be worried really. Max Dean makes it 1-1 on the night. And AIK go back to needing 3 more again. But it is just constant highlights. It has been for the whole tie so far. McDonald on the right with a cross. Headed away, only as far as him again. No more momentary lapses in concentration as Woods find Brooks. Can we get that second goal? Duffy gives it away. That's where we can't afford to do it, because we've got a 3-on-2 left. The fullbacks, despite us putting them defensive, have just gone flying up the pitch. McDonald's taking the throw-in right by the corner flag at the other end. Weaver has to stay back. He's on a defensive duty. He hasn't, and Lekovic scores. It's 2-1. And if they get a third here, we're in big trouble. Petterson crosses, Sekan flicks in, Wicken's off the line and it's in. Selma puts it in on the rebound. Again, the referee's got his finger to his ear. The VAR room has never been so busy. It's got to be ruled out. Surely, no goal. But defensively, we've got to change it. It's got to be fullbacks on defend. We cannot have any element of them going forward, because it's going to cost us the game. 2-1 it is on the night here. It should have been 3 though, and we are in big trouble. It certainly does not look convincing. Just past the hour mark, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take Ben Cottrell off the number 10, and I'm going to replace him with Luca Cannell. We've seen it before here. I'm just going to drop him into centre midfield. It can be a sort of advanced playmaker on support, but just give us that extra body in the middle. Really allow us to push forward, and hopefully do it with a little bit of discipline. But we've got a throw on the left-hand side with Weaver again. Throws it straight away. And why is McDonald so high up the pitch? Why is the fullback not back in his defensive line? Williams gets away with a tackle. Dean gets in. And it's 2-2 on the night. AIK need 3 again. Surely this one's enough. We're going to take Duffy off for Glatzel. Just give him a little rest. Weaver's got a booking at left-back. So I want to replace him, but I can't. I'm going to have to take McDonald off on the other side for Hankin. But I'll wait till this highlight's done, as Guargis gets it back to Philander. To the edge of the box to Akelvist. Nearly scored a screamer again. Scored a beauty in the first leg. And nearly ruffled our feathers again here. 10 minutes to go. Jack Hankin is on. And a throw-in finds Sekan on the right-hand side. Down the line. Should be intercepted easily. Yes, then Weaver does just that. Finds Badebo. Play out from the back, don't do anything silly there. Wickens goes long downfield. Dean flicks it down, Cannell's in. Got time on the ball, flies Glatzel. Through ball, beats both defenders, Glatzel gets in. And finally we've put the tie to bed. We've levelled up the away goals. AIK needs 6 to get to extra time. And they've only got 8 minutes to get the last 4. Surely that's our place in the last 16. And who's going to be coming up next? A draw to finish the episode, and hopefully another goal or 2 before that. As Weaver gets in down the left-hand side to Cannell. Made a real difference in central midfield there. Lovely defence-splitting ball for the last goal. Back to Woods. Up to Glatzel. Williams finds Dean. Plays a 1-2. They're keeping possession well. Slides Dean in. And that one's tipped wide by Sundin. But surely that's enough to see the game out. Thoroughly deserved over the 2 legs. But credit to AIK. What a side. What a performance. And they threw everything at us. We're happy with how the tie went. We're through to the last 16 though. And we'll be back in a minute to finish the episode with a draw for the last 16 in Europe. Here we go then. Look at some of the sides left in this draw. Arsenal, Roma, of course our live stream side Dundee United. Dinamo Kiev have won this competition before. Wolfsburg are there from the Bundesliga. There's some big teams. So let's go through them. Standard Liège are first out. Ludogorets will face them. Dinamo Kiev, the former champions, face Vitesse of the Netherlands. Bangor City out next at home. I'm kind of torn between, do I want one of the winnable ties, which looking at this now is Lechia or Astana, realistically? Do I want to face Dundee United, the live stream side? Or do I want a big one against Arsenal or Roma? Who's it going to be? As long as it's not one of the three others in the middle. It is Bangor City versus Arsenal. Last 16 of the Europa Conference. Bangor City versus Arsenal Football Club. What a moment for us. What a moment for the racecourse, which will be packed. And we're really looking forward to it. It's only a week's time. You know exactly what we're going to be back for. We'll rest the full side for the Barry Town game in the quarter-final of the Welsh Cup. We'll do the same for the TNS League game in between the two European matches. And our next two games on camera, our next episode, will be Arsenal Football Club in 2 days' time. So if you did enjoy this episode and those brilliant games between us and AIK, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Let me know in the comments what you thought about all of the transfer news, all of the off-the-pitch news. And do you agree with me? Are TNS on the cusp of competing? Hopefully, we'll find out in the next year or so. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and turn that notification bell on for daily alerts as content releases from FM21. We've got 2 live streams a week as well, and you can catch up with all the playlists in the eye above, as well as the podcast channel, which is growing really quickly. Thank you again for your incredible support. I hope you're still enjoying the series as much as me, and I'll see you next time as we face Arsenal in the last 16 in Europe. I'll see you there.